welcome. I am Sarah Aderson, and tonight's topic is get your competitors to promote your business like crazy and for free. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Sarah Aderson, and this amazing little guy in the middle here is my son, Caleb, and I am so proud and happy to be his mommy. And a little bit else about me, I love stilettos, so not too often will you catch me not in a stiletto, except at the gym and the park. That's about it. And professionally, I am known as the legacy strategist. And what I do is I empower entrepreneurs to charge what they're worth, because I'm so passionate and so committed to helping entrepreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs, to not grow a business, but to build an empire, and not just for yourselves, but for your family and for the world. And so my mission in life is to redefine how we do business and to make sure that when you leave this earth, that your legacy continues and touches as many people as possible. And I do that by helping you to create physical and digital products. All right. So we are going to jump in there, and I want to get right into this juicy, juicy topic, all right? Because who doesn't want to get some promotion and get your competitors to promote for you? And I have a lot of experience with collaborations. These are just a couple of the highlights here. You'll see at your top left, I was actually the co-founder of the Ultimate Single Mom Giveaway. And so this was a lead generating event and came together with 3 other single moms. I am a single mom myself. And we just really wanted to find a way where we can help business owners as well as where we could help single moms. And we came up with that idea and implemented it, and it was a fabulous collaboration. Then on the right, you'll see tons of faces. And this is actually a telesummit, the Grateful Woman Talks, if you're familiar with that, with Stephanie Bavaro. I was so honored to be among that group. And you can kind of see my head is right here. And it was just an amazingly talented group. Right above me is Lisa Nichols, if you're familiar with her. And she's a phenomenal speaker, coach, and mentor. So you know, that exposure is priceless to be listed among her. Another collaboration you'll see towards the bottom right, I was a part of a anthology project. And so this book, Motherhood, Dreams, and Success, You Can Have It All, became an international bestseller. So working with 29 other phenomenal women allowed me to extend my global reach. In the middle at the bottom, I was featured in the Natural Woman magazine. So again, just an honor to be a part of so many wonderful programs and collaborations with amazing women. And then you'll see the bottom left, a workshop that I'm partnering with Samantha Gregory on. So I'm saying this not to brag or anything like that. I'm saying this because I know what I'm talking about, right? So just want to share with you kind of the social proof that collaborations work and they deliver results, and very, very quickly. So let's show you how to do it. So what we're going to talk about tonight is who you need to approach, right? Your competitors. Why you can't afford not to collaborate. Right? And I know it's a double negative, but that's because it's so important. You cannot afford to just stay in your little world, your box anymore. Okay? Then we're going to go over the types of collaborations. So there's so many different ways. I just covered a small portion of the ones that I've participated in and giving you a glimpse at what you can do as well. And then I'm going to cover how to guarantee a yes. Right? So when you approach your competitors, we want them to say yes. That's the ultimate goal, and to create a win trifecta, as I call it. All right. And any questions that you have, you can actually go ahead and put them in the chat box, and I will get to those towards the end, okay? But feel free to go ahead and type your questions in when they come up, and we'll take a look at them a little bit later. And also, you can feel free to get on social media, and any call outs, any ahas, anything that's jumping to your attention, go ahead and use the hashtag BuildMyFempire. Okay. All right. So when you're selecting your competitors, and we're kind of going to debunk the whole competitor word here. So actually what we're going to do is not call them competitors, okay? They're just your peers, and that's who we want to work with. And so your criteria, your first thing is going to be your values. You want to work with people that have the same values that you do. So if that's integrity, honesty, making sure that the customer is your top priority, spiritual values as well. You really want to be clear on what your personal values are, and then you want to go ahead and look for someone that has the same or similar values as you. Okay? Next, size does not matter. We all want to grow our lists. We all want to generate leads. We all want to be profitable. It's not the size that's important. It really is the quality. There are tons of really, really well-known people and your peers that have really large lists. However, they may not be active lists, or the people in their community may not truly value their recommendations. So you want to make sure that you don't get caught up in the size. Of course, it would be great if they have, more than 5,000, but that's not necessarily as important as how many people are opening their emails and responding and really active in their community. And then for selecting who you're going to work with, you want to do your research. Okay, so the best way to do that is to get on their list, right? Sign up, get on their list, see how they're communicating, if they're communicating, what are they saying, and how are they saying it? Is it just buy, 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 sell, 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 or is it a hard sell, a hard push, or are they really providing content-rich quality emails? Okay, so you do want to do your research. Get on their list, even do a strategy call with them. That's something you can do as well. Don't do it if you're not seriously, interested in potentially working with them. Okay, and then you're looking for someone that's going to complement you. Okay, and that kind of goes back up to the first part with the values. You want your peer to complement you. And they may be at a different level. That's fine. So let's say you're a coach, a life coach, and maybe you work with moms. So what other services would moms need? They may need some stress management. They could use an organizer. They could use another coach that deals primarily with, mompreneurs. That could be something as well. So you want to look at how they can complement you and complement your clients and your customers. And so this works whether you have a brick and mortar, right? You have a standalone business, or if you're a service-based business, like I said, a life coach. Okay? So why should you collaborate with your competitors? Well, first thing, You're in a business, right? It's a business of service. You're here and you started your business so that you could serve others and that you could make a difference in the world and in your community. And a business means that you have to make some money and some profits, right? So this is actually the best way to get right in front of your targeted customer. There's no better way to get in front of your ideal client. So you're selecting people that are already working with the clients that you want. Your ideal client avatar is right there. So this is what we call targeted marketing. And there's tons of different marketing things, approaches, and Facebook ads are really great for getting in front of your customer, but there's nothing that's going to get you that instant no like trust factor than like a personal recommendation. And that's what you're going to get, because when your competitor says, work with Sarah, work with Susan, work with Ellen, whatever your name is, when they say work with you, their community, as long as it's an active community, is going to instantly say, oh, well, if they like you, I'm going to give you a shot. If not, they may even just say, well, I like you because she likes you or he likes you. Okay? But instantly, you're going to get that no like trust factor. And people do business, and not just business, people hang out with, wherever it is, people hang out with and do business with those that they know, like, and trust, bottom line. The next thing, why you should collaborate with your competitors, what's yours is yours, right? So we already said a competitor is not a bad word, okay? Even if you have someone in your exact industry doing exactly what you do, same target audience, everything, they're not going to attract the same client or customer that you are. So bottom line, what's yours is yours. If you're an event planner and there's another event planner in your town or your community, their approach, their personality, their flair, everything is going to be different from you, even though essentially you do the same thing. How you do it is different, and who you are meant to serve is specific to you. And with all of those things I just listed, you really cannot afford not to work with your competitors. Like I said, there's no better way to get right in front of your targeted audience, and no cheaper way, really, to do it and instantly get that no like trust factor. YouTube is great, Facebook ads are great, but they don't give you that push like a personal recommendation does. So there are a couple of ways that you can collaborate with your, we'll still say competitors, or your peers. And you want to be open to all of the possibilities. So I have a list here, and some of them will generate income immediately, but you want to keep in mind, as an entrepreneur, you need support, you need mentorship, you need community. And so with that, everyone may not be someone that you want to go into business with or do a project with, but they may be a great accountability partner. Maybe they're great when you need a pep talk or you need some kind of resources. So you want to look at that. That's one way to collaborate. Mastermind group, fantastic way. If you can communicate and gather a group of your peers that are either on the same level or a little bit above, that's always a great thing. Affiliates. So an affiliate relationship, if you're not familiar with that, is where you recommend someone else's products or services and you receive compensation. So typically, if you're referring someone and they purchase a service, right, that's where you're exchanging your one-on-one time, like a private coaching or something like that. The typical commission is about 10%. Now, if you have a product, it can typically a digital product. If you have a digital product, then the compensation is 50-50. So you're compensating that person for introducing you to their community and basically, the advertising and that instant know, like, trust factor. And then you can always look for just simple referrals from your collaborators. Maybe, you trade. If someone comes my way, I can't help them, I'll send them your way, and vice versa. You want to look to people that maybe you can co-host a webinar or a podcast or a teleseminar. It's so much easier when you have a partner doing those. If you've ever hosted a webinar or a podcast or a teleseminar, it's just the conversation flows much more easily when you have another person to bounce ideas and thoughts off of. A giveaway, right? Showed you a giveaway earlier. What can you create? Who can you bring together to do a giveaway? It can be a virtual or it can be a real tangible giveaway where you give away discounts, or you could come up with a prize, a contest, anything like that. And then a challenge. People love to do challenges, 21-day challenge, 14-day challenge, whatever it is, 28. Who could you partner with to get the word out about the challenge? It can be to lose weight. It could be to declutter, all sorts of things, right? Whatever you can think of, that's what you can create a challenge for. You could get together and form your own industry association. There's nothing that says you can't. You can go, it can be a meetup group. That's even a form of an industry association. Or you can go the more formal way and get your own chapter of a national or international organization. There's always the possibility of a formal partnership, right? So work on a project or 2 or 3, however many, and then maybe you see that you really get along with that person, or your services are very complementary and your work styles, everything aligns, then maybe you want to form a formal partnership. And so now you have more manpower, woman power, and you have more capital, and you have someone else to help out and do half the work, or however you guys split it. You can always look into joint ventures, okay? So joint ventures, affiliate partnerships are similar, but where you come together for one event or project and work together to promote and generate some leads and sales. Coaching, okay? So if you have your coach or you provide a service and they do as well, then perhaps you can exchange it or offer it to each other at a discount, or you can even just do that even exchange for the barter. Product reviews or service reviews. Reviews count. If you have something, a program or a group coaching session or a digital product that you're getting ready to launch, or even a book, if you can have a few people that would say yes, when you need someone to test it or review it, I'll do it, that is priceless, okay? I hope this is getting your juices flowing here and you guys are coming up with some great ideas for collaboration. Okay, so now how do you get them to say yes, right? That is the goal. So whoever that person is, and that can be, again, someone in your direct industry, or it can be someone that complements you. You need to get on their radar, right? You need to establish a relationship with them. And so one of the easiest ways is through social media. that has just, all the walls have been brought down thanks to social media. So you can go high or you can go, right beside you, wherever you want to. But you want to get on their radar, and just with social media, there's tons of likes and all that stuff. But people notice the people that share, and they notice the people that comment. And then if you share and comment, and then on top of that, if you're really adding your own flair or your own specific knowledge and uniqueness to the conversation, you're going to stand out. They're going to notice you, and they're going to see you not only as a fan or a follower, but they'll start to see you as an expert and as their peer. And so when you're trying to get them to say yes, it's so important to be prepared, right? When you approach them, you need to know what type of event, right? We just covered the types of collaborations. So you want to know what you have in mind. So you've done your research, you've gotten on their list. Maybe you think that it would be great if you guys co-hosted a podcast. So you need to know, how long is the podcast going to be? How long do you want them to be? Who would the guests be? Right? Just have a rough draft outline already figured out. And be flexible. That's just true in life, right? Be flexible. What if you get to the point and you start talking about promotion? Maybe they say, oh, well, I'll email my list, but I won't do social media or something like that. Of course you want both, but sometimes that's not always possible. So be flexible, be open. And when you're trying to get them to say yes, remain unattached. Okay, so what I mean here is don't get attached to the yes because it could be a no. It could be I'll think about it, and that's okay because a no today does not mean a no next time. And it doesn't have anything to do with you, right? A lot of times we take things very personally. I'm talking from personal experience as well. There were people that said no to me. Not in the beginning, I was like, what? Why? This is a great opportunity. But it had nothing to do with me or the opportunity. It had to do with them. They weren't ready, or it wasn't good timing, or it just, whatever it was. But it was their thing and not so much mine. And because that opportunity, they said no, I still kept, sending them other options to work and to serve together. So don't get attached to the yes. And then give it a personal touch, all right? Everybody sends emails. Everybody. We all have, I don't know, I don't even want to tell you how many I have in my inbox. It's getting better. But everybody has tons of emails. So what can you do to personalize your approach? Could you send them a gift basket, or just simply a postcard? Anything like that. How can you personalize it? How can you make them feel like they're not getting the same message that everyone else got? And these last two are huge. So we usually hear what's in it for me, but I'm going to change it to what's in it for them. You want to have that what's in it for them focus. If you want someone to say yes, then you need to be focused on what's in it for them, not for you. So, for example, if you're trying to get them to be a speaker or to attend or co-host or something like that, why? Why should they do it? What's in it for them? So is it greater exposure? Is it access to sponsorships? Whatever it is, but you need to think about what's in it for them, and then all of your needs will get met as a result. And the last one, KISS, right? And my S is super, so keep it super simple. Those are my S's. And when I say super simple, I mean super simple. It should be like copy paste, cookie cutter, 1, 2, 3, this is what you do. And if you can cut out 2 and 3 and just make it to step 1, that's all you do and you're done, then that's even better. Keep it super simple. We have toddlers working on iPads now. So, I mean, it should be that simple where they can swipe, slide, and put it somewhere. Okay? So that's how you get them to say yes. And we're rocking and rolling through here. So your next steps after you've gone through what we've covered here, I really want to make sure that you know what to do next. And so that would be to create your value list, right, based on what we covered. Create a list. It can be as long or as short as you like. What are your values? What's important to you as far as your brand, your business, personally, how you service your clients and your customers? Just get a list. You need to know, bring it, into the light, into awareness, what's important to you. And that will make it so much easier when you're looking for your collaborators. You'll be like, no, they don't line up here, or perfect, that's the one, okay? And then next, I just want you to pick 3 potential collaborators. A lot of times we pick 10, pick 20. Okay, it doesn't have to be that complicated. Just start small, and then it's easier to go forward. You'll hear me say easy and simple a lot, because that's what some of my values are, keeping it easy and simple. Reduces stress and chaos and all that good stuff. So just choose 3 collaborators in your industry and refer back to the criteria for selection that we covered here. And then I want you to brainstorm some ideas, right? Just let your mind, don't worry if they say yes or say no or anything like that. Just think of some things you could do. Just let your mind go wild. Ooh, we can do this. Oh, or we could do that. Or we could, do a bag stuffer. Just get some ideas out there, okay? So then once you have that, I want you to just start getting on their radar, right? Just making sure that you comment on their blogs or that you're sharing, and that you can add value to their posts or to their streams, whatever it is, okay? And then once you're ready, go ahead and try to make the initial contact. All right, so those will be your next steps. Get that value list, choose 3 collaborators, brainstorm some ideas, get on their radar, and make contact. Now, don't make contact after like 1 comment on their blog. That's not what I'm saying. It takes time, like anything. If you went out with a partner on the first date, you wouldn't ask them to marry you. So same thing here. Get on their radar. It's not just 1 post and then you call them up and say, hey, can we work together? You're going to try to build that relationship for as long as it takes, or until you feel comfortable with it, and then you'll extend an opportunity to them. All right. And so that was the meat and the potatoes. If there's anyone that would like to take this a step further, I am offering a profitable Collabs Masterclass, right? Because it's all about collaboration. And so what this is going to be is a live training with me, and it's for 6 weeks, because it really is time for you to discover how the pros are increasing their visibility, like how they became the pros. And by doing that, people will buy from you over and over. They're going to gladly give you their money. When you reduce that whole know, like, trust thing instantly, it just solves so many marketing strategies that you wouldn't believe. And then it really is time to decrease your cost of gaining a new client or customer. How much is it costing you to find that 1 client? How many dollars in Facebook ads? How much time on the phone are you spending getting that new client, that 1 client? It's much easier to get exposed to a larger group by working with your competitors or collaborating with a peer. And then it's time to grow your brand globally with like-hearted, right? I say like-hearted instead of like-minded. It's important when you're looking at your values. Your values come from your heart and not your head. And so you want to align yourself with people that are like-hearted. And you can take that internationally, as big as you want it to go. And so what you're going to get during this live Profitable Collabs Masterclass is just, I'm going to make sure that you can create an irresistible offer. And I'm going to share with you how it changes everything and why it does that. We're going to go over how monetization strategies can increase your bottom line. And these are real strategies that work and that will give you results. You're going to discover how to cash in on those affiliate programs and even how to create your own. You'll also discover advanced research methods to identify our opportunities. You are going to create your very own win trifecta. So a win trifecta is where you win, your collaborator wins, and most importantly, your client or your customer wins. That's a win trifecta. That's where everyone is happy. When you grow as an entrepreneur, I grow as an entrepreneur. And then you're going to discover how a turnkey system simplifies collaborations. And a turnkey is kind of like that cookie cutter. You know, you turn the key one time and you're done, right? The most difficult part in creating and approaching your collaborations is setting up the system the first time. So once you do that, it becomes a snap to do it over and over. And then you'll learn lots more fun stuff. And so you'll get all 6 live training sessions, the replays, and I've included 2 awesome bonuses. You're going to get a 20-minute private strategy session with myself. And if you're thinking 20 minutes isn't enough, it's more than enough. I've had clients walk away with 3 pages of notes. And that session is really to make sure that we come up with your irresistible offer and your opportunity. What are you going to approach your collaborator with so that they will say yes? And so we're going to brainstorm, come up with all these ideas, and we'll have open hearts and open minds. And then these templates are priceless. You are going to get the templates that I've used in my business to get major collaborators to partner with me. One case in point, Melissa Crawford of the Queen Code. She is phenomenal at what she does, and through my strategies that I'm going to share with you, I was able to partner with her and get her to do an exclusive interview. She doesn't do that many interviews, and that's, you know, her right, totally understandable. But she granted me the opportunity to interview her when I was, you know, starting a new platform, and then she promoted me to over, I believe, 50,000 on her list. So you can't, again, you can't buy that type of exposure and that know, like, trust factor. So I'm going to share with you the exact templates, the email templates that I use to communicate with her and other people, and how I formulate a system and strategy to follow up with them and keep the relationship going. And so you're getting all of that, and just even the 20-minute private session, you know, my hourly rate is $500 an hour. So for 20 minutes, you're getting a nice treat there. So the value is there. And so you're getting all of this for just $147. The regular price will be $197. And the $147 is a special rate. It's available until 12 a.m. on January the 17th. And after that, the price will increase. So if this speaks to you, if you're ready to grow your empire and really create some profitable collaborations, then I would invite you to go to bit.ly/profitable collabs. And you can learn more there, and we can start working on the masterclass, and we will actually begin next Thursday. Okay, so if you can't make the live sessions, then you will get the replays. You'll get access to the private forum, and you'll have plenty of opportunities. You're still going to get the private strategy session with me as well. And it's all about growing your empire and not building a business, right? We want you to grow an empire. And so the link is bit.ly/profitable collabs. Make sure you have my contact information. I'm going to open it up for any questions. Okay. Let's see. Does anyone have any? Let me unmute. Okay. Let's see if you have any questions for me.